Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of the podcast. My name is Safueno. Today's episode, we are going to talk about. We are still on the Ghana coach issue, and then the rumor going around is that there are three Portuguese candidates in contention to be the next Black Stars coach. I am sad, very sad, because at this point I don't know what exactly it is. I don't know if it is incompetence. I don't know if it's deliberate, or I don't know if we just don't have what it takes to bag the coaches, which almost everyone, if you have an opinion pool, if you have an opinion sample, almost every Ghanaian had a specific kind of coach they wanted to be coaching the Black Stars. There were consistent names that ran through, but the names that are popping up today, almost no one had them on their list, or even if they had them on their list, they never took them as people who are very serious contenders or who can do anything with football based on their past record. But then it is what it is. C'est la vie. It is what it is. So we would have to go through it and then discuss what we have now. So on the three shortlisted coaches are Carlos Queiroz, formerly Manchester United assistant coach, formerly of Egypt, formerly of Iran. He's been to the top of world football, and he is where he is now. We also have Bento, who I spoke about in the last episode, and then you have Fernando Santos, who has been Portugal's coach for God knows how long. Yeah, the same guy every Cristiano Ronaldo fan hates so much. The same guy we've always been saying Portugal has had a squad and was wasting on a coach. Yeah, that coach, he's the one in contention to coach Ghana. So let's take it from Bento, because he's the person I spoke about in the last episode, and I said Otoado beat him, so we shouldn't hire him. I'll be bold enough to say that yes, in as much as Otoado beat him, what he did with South Korea, albeit that in the last game he was not even on the touchline because he had a red card, so he couldn't watch the game, or he couldn't coach. Technically, he was not on the sideline. The fact that they beat Portugal to make it out of the group for a South Korean team which was beaten by Ghana, I mean, he deserves credit in that regard. But again, you look at his heydays. He coached Portugal in 2010. They crashed out in the World Cup in 2016. He's had things here and there, but the question is, what is a selling point as compared to the names we were mentioning, like the Pitsus and the Javier Renat and the Walid Regragis, or even as we heard on Friday, Joachim Low? What exactly sells Bento over these guys? But one thing I would be willing to accept is that if you look at the way South Korea played under Bento, they were very attacking. I saw someone say Bento is defensive-minded. No, I don't think that's true. I think they played very good counter-attacking football, especially if you watch them against Portugal. Against Uruguay, they were fierce. Even against Ghana, they played some ultra-attacking football, which contributed to heart attack for most Ghanaians. So I don't think so. I from that sells me a bit on him, that he can do something with this Black Star team, even though it's in a very short period. Also, he's met Ghana 2014, he met Ghana 2022, so he's someone who's faced Ghana for a while and might have a bit of notes he had taken on Ghana. So as to how to improve, of the three, he's the one I would give it to, and he's my favorite. This is not to say that I have approved of these shortlists. I think this is a terrible shortlist, and we are in such a bad place that anyone you'd mention right now is more likable than Otoado. Anyone you mention is more likable than Otoado at this point. And then if you go through the list, we have Carlos Queiroz. Like I said, he was an assistant coach to Alex Ferguson. I think Carlos Queiroz even coached Real Madrid at a point. He coached Real Madrid at a point. But his heydays are really past him. This is not a denigration on African football, but if a coach the top of the top and is loitering somewhere in Africa, it means his heydays is literally past behind him. I was very impressed with what he did with Egypt. because Egypt was on the decline for a while. He was able to take them to the AFCON final, albeit they played a lot of penalties on the way. So he's the king of haram ball. I don't know how he improves on Otoado, or maybe he's going to get the team more disciplined than Otoado, but then he's still going to play a style of football we didn't like. Ghanaians did not like. He's a very defensive-minded coach. I don't think with the players we have, I would enjoy his style of football. I don't know if he's in line with our DNA like the FA has always wanted. When he went to Iran, the last World Cup, he was in a group with Wales, I think USA, Iran. I think they beat Wales, but they still couldn't qualify from their group. I think England troubled them by 5 goals to, is it 6 or 5? I mean, Ghana faces England yet again. I mean, this is a man who took like 6 against England. I will not want to take that man to go face an England side. So, this is on Carlos Queiroz. He's definitely not my favorite because of how poor his record is or his style of football he plays. I don't think we would enjoy it as Ghanaians, and we are tired of this heartache type of football. Then last on the list is Fernando Santos. Like, I don't know how he made it on this list. So Fernando Santos has had a very good Portugal team. And if Fernando Santos has not been impressive with Portugal's team, with all the talent, and when I'm even forget about the last one where they lost to Morocco, I'm talking about 2018 when they lost to Uruguay. For the talents they possessed, he's been shocking. Yeah, he won the Euros 2016 with them, but I don't think a lot of people give him his credit like that, and rightfully so. He's an uninspiring coach. I don't know what he doesn't inspire me. I think of all the 3 coaches, Bento looks like a very inspiring coach. I don't even know how he's even on the list. I don't know where he passed to get on this list, but I guess what he has on his side is coaching experience. And see, don't get me wrong, every person mentioned is better than Otuado. That's what they have on their side. But he's not someone I would have coaching my team. I don't know. He's just an uninspiring guy, and that is it. He's really the opposite of having a heavy Renard. So honestly, it's sad. It's sad because people thought we could do better. This is like the right time to do better, and this is the right time to reset. But we keep on forgetting that our football is in charge of a bunch of people who, I don't know if it is by deliberation or not, they just don't seem to get it right. And if any of these 3 selections go right, it is not by way of logic. I'm being very honest with you. It is not going to be by way of logic. It's going to be by way of chance. And then it is that chance to which they would use to indicate their vindication. But the truth of the matter is, if it was their personal club and they had the money, they wouldn't be going for these coaches whilst there were other competent. I don't think these coaches are the most competent out there, but it seems they are the ones we are going to settle on. Let's keep up with the news and see what happens in the coming days. And let me know through your likes, thoughts, comments. Let me know if you think you are fine with any of these 3 coaches, who exactly you like within these 3 coaches, and then let me know. My name is Safo, and it was nice coming your way.